This is code.org. Let's see what we have here. Corn, you helped me harvest today. Wow, corn, I get it. All right. Help the harvester check her row of corn to see if anything is ready to pick. Use conditionals to look at each sprout. Every stalk will have either a 0 or a 1 pieces of corn ready to harvest. So keep in mind when it says conditionals, that's fancy words for if. So use conditionals. So they're saying use the condition if something happens. Well, I can see what they mean here. I have stuff. I'm just going to throw some stuff down because I know I need to use only 5 blocks. I'm not sure. It looks like 1, 2, 3, but you can always be wrong on coding. So honestly, I'm literally just dropping stuff in here to test it. Why not? There's no risk. Oh, okay, so that looks like it was far enough, but notice that I didn't pick anything. Okay, well then, I'm just going to go ahead, and I'm about to be over blockwise, but sometimes it's easier to do it like this, just so you can see it out. And again, the great thing about coding is you can be wrong all the time while you're solving the problem. So I'm going to hit run. Okay, well here's a problem. So I picked up that first piece of corn and I paused. Why did I pause? Let me test again using step. Okay, grab, pause. I can't go. The computer's not understanding. I can't harvest that crop from here. There's no crop there. And this is why we need a condition. Let me get rid of all of this, and I need to ask the computer a question. I'm going to say when I hit run, if there is corn. If there is corn, what do I want to do? I want to pick the corn. Now, I need to move first. So code always runs in order. First I'll hit run, I move forward 1, if there is corn, and I want to show you how this works. Step, so I move forward, you see how it's highlighted? Step, right now I'm asking the computer question. If there is corn, a computer can only respond true or false. And the computer here, there's corn, it will say true. If it's true, and only if it is true, will it run this pick corn. Well, I'm on corn, so that runs. And now the code's done. Well, I need to repeat this multiple times. So I could do this again, right? And now move forward again. Now only pick corn if it is there. And I can keep going, right? I need to move forward and only pick corn if it is there. This will by and large work. The problem is I'm way over on blocks. So instead of repeating myself like this, pa-da, and kwacha, and I think it's 5. Let's give this a try. 5 blocks. We did it! Victory! Always remember, code has to run in order. Onward. This is code.org. Let's see what we're up to. Lettuce. Collect both crops from this row. This garden is all mixed up. Oh no! We can fix it. It has both corn and lettuce. Okay. Help the harvester pick the items that are ready for harvesting. Each plant will have either 1 corn or 1 lettuce. Now we have 1 block on our screen here, and we can only use 7. As always, I just want to start experimenting because you can be wrong a ton in coding. So let's see how far this gets me. It looks like, I think they might have said that we can go out several, how many is that? I'm not even going to count, guys, because test stuff out. That's what's fun. Okay, so it's almost 1 from the end. Now I'm not picking anything up yet, but let me throw this other forward down. And now let's see here. What if I do pick lettuce? And let's see what happens. Okay, uh-oh. So now 2 away, I had to pick corn. Let's see, 1, 2. And what's really nice is you can always use step. Okay, pick up. Yep, that works. Step. Okay. Oh, wait, but that's lettuce now? Did they give us hints? Lettuce. Collect both crops from this row. This garden's all mixed up. Okay, so it's going to be hard because notice they're changing it each time on us. Now that was corn, but it wasn't before. Now both are corn. What can we do to switch back and forth? Well, maybe we can check if it is something. I'm going to get rid of this junk for now. So I know I need to move forward, and now I'm going to ask the question. This is called a conditional. If there is corn, do this. Else, do that. This if statement can only run one or the other. So for example, if there is corn, what would I want to do? Well, duh, I want to pick corn. If there is not corn, right? So what if there is not corn? Well, what should I do? This is called a nested statement. So if there's not corn, I might want to say, okay, pick lettuce. Let's give this a try though. else pick lettuce. All right, well, now though, let me put this in a loop. So I'm going to repeat this several times. Quacha, right? 5 times. For testing purposes, I'm just going to say 3. All right, so now what happens here? This repeat 3 times. It's going to run all of this code, hits the bottom, goes back to the top. So let me step through. Okay, so it says repeat, move forward, check. If there is corn, and this is going to say true. I'm asking the computer questions. The computer can say only true or false. True, there is corn. So it runs pick the corn, and that's it. It can never run the else. It can only do this one or that one, never both. So it's going to pick the corn, skips over this else, hits the bottom, and I have to repeat 2 more times. So I move forward again. If there is corn, false. There's nothing here, right? But wait a minute. If there's nothing here, I should pick lettuce. That's a problem. So it's confused what to do because I can't pick lettuce or corn. So instead of having pick lettuce here, I need to figure out a way to check first if there's no corn, right? Because if there's corn, if this is false, do never runs, else runs. How could I check, though, to see if there is lettuce? Boom. Hopefully you're screaming if. Now, if there's corn and this is false, no corn, else has to run. Else, now I'm going to check for lettuce. And only if there is lettuce will I pick lettuce. So let's check this out. Move forward. Now I'm going to check. Is there corn? The computer says false, so now I should check if there's lettuce. Yep. So I don't pick the corn. It will always run the else if it's false. If there is lettuce, what do? I got me some lettuce. Let me hit step. It's going to repeat again. Forward. If there is corn. That is false. So it does not pick corn. Now it checks if there's lettuce. That is false. There's no lettuce. So it hits the bottom, back to the top, and I should move forward again. Now, I'm not going to move forward enough because I think there's how many steps? Do we say 6? Let's give this a try. And these if statements are super important. We did it. Onward. This is code.org. Let's see what we're working on. Corn, lettuce, and pumpkins. Oh my. Help me harvest them all. Okay. Each plant will have either 1 piece of corn, 1 head of lettuce, or 1 pumpkin. Variety. Now let's pay attention to this. We already have 1 block, our win run block, and we can only have up to 9. Alright. First, let me see how many blocks I have to move. You can kind of count them, but honestly, like always, I like being wrong while coding because it's always okay. So I'm just going to throw down a bunch of move forwards. I think I have 4, 5, 6. Test stuff out. Break stuff. Oh, I almost got to the end. 1, 2. Okay, so it must be 7 moves to the end. Okay, but I'm not picking anything up. So once again, let me reset here. And it looks like in 2 steps, I'm going to guess that it's corn and I don't know, and 2 more, and 1 step after that, maybe a pumpkin. It's kind of hard to figure out, though, what is next. Up, and see this is going to be an issue. Let me step through. Forward, forward, pick corn. I got that one. Forward, pick a pumpkin, but this isn't a pumpkin, so I get stuck. All right, let's do a few things. I know I need to move forward 7 times, so I'm going to get rid of this entirely, and I can use a repeat to go, did I say, I think 7, right? And what this does, anything inside of this pink mouthish thing will repeat over and over. So let me show you. I'll drop move forward in here. And now when I hit run, I should move forward 7 times. Zoop. Perfect. Now I need to pick stuff, but I don't know what's going to be there. We already saw if I put pick corn here, I'm going to have a problem right away. Move forward. And it says no corn and it has an issue. So I need to ask a question. I need to know if there is corn there. Ta-da! This is an if statement. It's perfect. So I'm going to move forward and I'm going to ask the computer, hey, is there any corn here? If there is corn, the computer will say true, and it will only do this line of code. So then, if there is corn, do pick corn. Else. Well, else is what happens if there's not corn. So either there is corn and the computer says true and I pick the corn, or maybe there's nothing there. The computer says, if there's corn, false. The computer says, nope, no corn. Do doesn't run. This doesn't run at all. It goes to the else. So what will I want to do with the else? Well, I don't know. Maybe pick a pumpkin. I hope you're shouting, no, that's not it. Okay, so I already hit an issue here, and I want to do it slower, right? So I go forward. I ask the computer, hey, is there corn here? It says false, so I'm not going to pick any corn, but then it tries to pick a pumpkin. Well, if there's not corn, maybe I should check if there is a pumpkin. So let me use the if else, because on this one, we have 3 options. If there is corn, pick the corn. Else, if there are pumpkins, what should we do? I bet we should pick a pumpkin. And then finally, right, thank goodness, we can pick our lettuce. I hope you're saying, no, you're not done. Run. Okay. We have an issue. What's our issue here? So I move forward. Is there corn? False. There's no corn, so my if else is going to be checked. Are there pumpkins? False. Well, then I try to pick lettuce. That's also wrong. Once again, I need to ask the computer a question. I'm trying to make it do something when that is not available. So now, if there are, and I could even switch these up. This defaulted to pumpkins, so that's fine. If there's corn, if there is lettuce, and if there are pumpkins. So first I check corn, then lettuce, then pumpkins. And if any of these are true, I will pick them. Otherwise, the code just keeps running. I want to show you what I mean. Move forward. Okay, is there corn here is my first question. False. So this is false, this doesn't run. Else, if there's lettuce. Okay, now I'm going to check for lettuce. Else, if there's lettuce. That's false, there's no lettuce. So this can't run. So now I'm going to check the last else. If there are pumpkins. Nope, that's false too, there's no pumpkins. So it hits the bottom of our loop, goes back to the top, and we move forward again. We don't pick anything. Let's see it in action. This is tricky. These are called nested conditionals. But onward. This is code.org. Let's see what we have. Gosh, now there is lettuce growing in clusters, okay? The harvester wants to pick everything from her lettuce garden. Woohoo! Each plant will now have more than one head of lettuce on it. So the harvester will need to keep picking while there is still lettuce growing. Remember, this garden only has lettuce. Okay, well that might make things easier. I have one block on my workspace, yep, and I can only use 5. Okay, so like always, I'm going to start throwing stuff down. I want to see how far this goes, and you can always be wrong with coding at first. I'm going to be on purpose. So that looks like 4 and 5. Let's see. Oh yeah, so it must be 6 blocks down. So instead of saying forward 6 times, I'm going to use a repeat, boom, and a 6. So that should take us to the end. I'm paying attention to how much lettuce is here. 3, nothing, 2. Let me see now. Oh, it does change each time. Well, if it changes each time, we've already learned that we're going to want to ask an if statement. We want to check. Now, there's going to be a problem with this, but I want to show you, because if you think if, you're on the right track, honestly, right? So if I say if there is lettuce, pick lettuce. Now, what's going to happen here? Let me hit step. Well, I move forward, right? And I say if there's lettuce, that's true, right? The computer says true, so I must pick lettuce. But what's about to happen? Well, we hit the bottom of our loop, zoop, and go back to the top. We're going to move forward again, and we leave all of this lettuce there. So what's another solution? Okay, well, I'm going to say if it's lettuce, what if it's still there? Okay, well, what if there's 3 of them? What if it's still there? And you can see this is going to kind of work, but we have too many blocks. So there's 2. And now, am I going to be able to get 8 in this many blocks? I'm not. But I've noticed we have an other block here. While there is path ahead, and while there is lettuce. So actually, instead of using a repeat, I can detect. I'm asking the computer a question, and it's similar to an if. Nope, that's not the one I want yet. While there is path ahead, I'm saying, hey, is there currently path in front of me? And if there is, I should keep moving. You see the little detection bar? Cool. Now what about that lettuce stuff that we were having problems with? Well, let me get rid of some of this. While there is lettuce, what if, as long as there is lettuce, I pick that lettuce, right? So I could put it here, for instance, and I'm going to go all the way to the end first. I want to run this again. So what's happening here is the computer first runs while path ahead, and I walk all the way to the end. Once there's no longer path ahead, it's running this while loop, while there is lettuce. And that's why I picked all the lettuce at the end. But this isn't what we want. We need to check after every step if there is lettuce there, right? Well, watch this. If I drag this in here, now I can say, okay, you're going to keep going. Yep, move while there's a path ahead. That's true. And so it will run the code inside. I'm going to move forward. Now I'm going to check, just like an if statement, while there is lettuce. This is true. And so like an if statement, if this is true, it will do the stuff inside. If it wasn't true, it would hit the bottom and go back to the top. Well, it is. So while there is lettuce, I don't need this if anymore. That's redundant. Wacha. Wacha. Boom. Boom. Pick that lettuce. Hits the bottom, loops back around. And it all works together. Boom. These are called nested while loops. Cool. Onward. This is code.org. Let's see what we're doing. What a bountiful crop. Oh, okay. This field has clusters of corn and lettuce growing together. Ooh, multiples and multiples. With one pumpkin at the end. Can you harvest everything? I think we can. So right off the bat, there's one block here. We can use up to 8. Like I do almost every time, I'm just going to start throwing down move forward. Let's see how many times I'm going to need to get to the end. So I have 4 right here. Let's try 5. Run. Okay, so it looks like maybe 6 times. Yep. All right. Well, instead of doing this over and over, I'm going to go ahead and do a wall path ahead. This is not going to work that great, and I'll show you why. Wall path ahead. Boom. Okay, so as long as there's a path ahead, each time the computer's going to check. Is there currently a path ahead? So watch. Step. Right now, the computer, I'm asking it, hey, is there a path ahead of me? If the computer says true, it will go do, and it will move forward. Step. Yep, it moved forward. Again, it's going to repeat. Hey, is there path ahead? Watch, I send out a little signal, and it was true, so I move forward. I'm about to send out another signal. Yep. Is there a path ahead? True, so I move forward. This becomes a problem, though, because I'm going to go past the end of the pumpkin. There's still a path. That's an issue. However, what if I stop at that pumpkin, repeat until there's a pumpkin? Now, I should keep going until I'm at, your friend and mine, the pumpkin. See if that goes. And so this is the same idea. It's a repeat loop, right? It just keeps going. It's a while loop. And as long as while we're not at the pumpkin, we keep going forward. But we also want to pick stuff. Now, you'll notice that there are multiples again. And they do give us an if. But we hit this problem before. I'm going to throw down an if there is lettuce, pick lettuce. Let's hit reset and step. So while there is, we're not, repeat until there's a pumpkin. No pumpkin, so I'm going to move forward. Now I'm going to ask the computer, hey, is there lettuce? The computer says false, and so I skip the do here. It can't do that. There's no lettuce. This is false. Hit the bottom, and it's going to repeat. Is there a path ahead? This is true, so I'll move forward. Now I'm going to ask the computer, is there lettuce? This is true, so I'll pick one of the lettuces. Hit the bottom, back to the top, because there's still a path ahead. I'll move forward. I'm leaving lettuce. And so you might think, okay, we'll do a lot of ifs, and now you can also do an if for the corn, right? I can just keep going with all this. But notice I'm going to be over blocked super fast and still not able to get everything. And that's a problem. Let me hit reset though. And so instead of if there is lettuce, there could be a ton of lettuce. I want to keep picking as long as there is lettuce. So why don't I use while there's lettuce? This is a repeat block. As long as, while there is corn or lettuce or whatever, we can start with corn because there's mixed veggies here. So while there's corn, I should get the corn. Let me step. So first am I at a pumpkin? Nope. Repeat until there are pumpkins. So false, no pumpkins, and I have to repeat until I'm at one. So that means true, I'm not at a pumpkin. Do, move forward. I move forward, okay? And then it's going to check if there's corn. Nope, we're at lettuce. Let's run this like this. Nope, we're at lettuce. And now I'll pick all the corn, hits the bottom, and keeps repeating. So I need to check for other items as well. So instead of while there is corn, what if I also have okay, so that covers the corn, and as long as there's corn, it's going to keep picking corn until it's done. Now, what if as long as there is lettuce, I keep picking lettuce? Boom, pick, pick, pick. There's no lettuce, so I skipped through. I want you to see what's happening here, because this is confusing. Repeat until there are pumpkins. Nope, no pumpkin, so I get to go into this. I move forward. Now I'm going to ask the computer, hey, is there any corn? Because as long as there's corn, I need you to pick it. Well, false. There's no corn. So the computer skips pick corn. It can't run it and goes to the next line. While there is lettuce. Well, wait a minute. Is there lettuce here? True. And so the computer says, okay, do pick the lettuce. Pick. Went down to 2. And now we're at the bottom of our loop. We're going to go back up and it's going to check again. Hey, is there any lettuce here? True. So I'll pick the lettuce again and it's going to check again. Hey, is there any lettuce here? Yep, there's one. Pick it. And now it will check again. Is there any lettuce left? False. So it will hit the bottom of this loop and say, repeat, there's pumpkin. I'm not a pumpkin, and I'll keep moving. So now we have one more thing to solve. This one's tough. So I'm going to get all my lettuce here. I'm going to get all my corn. What about this pumpkin? I'll tell you right now what the answer isn't, because it's what I want to do, I know. I'm going to put this right here. This is going to be an error, because the computer says, okay, no corn here, lettuce, and then it hits pick pumpkin. There's no pumpkin. We cannot ask it to pick a pumpkin 8 times, however many times this runs. Remember, anything outside of the loop runs at the end. So once I am at the pumpkin, this pink mouth thing, I'm done running it, and I would run code below it. Just like once I'm done picking the corn here, it goes below it and checks for lettuce. Always remember code's going to run in order. Once you end a repeat or a loop block, it will run what's beneath. So I'll run pick pumpkin once I'm actually here. Repeat until there are pumpkins. Pumpkins, true, done, and it picks. Ta-da! Onward. This is code.org. Let's take this one step further. Okay, can you figure out how to pick the pumpkin? Yeah? Make sure to collect all the corn along the way. Oh my goodness. And look, zoop, 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 lots of stuff on here. So we have one block on the screen, only 8 to use. I know I'm going to use repeat some way, but honestly, this is pretty confusing. I'm just going to put down a ton of blocks to kind of see what I'm going to need to do. So, I don't know, what do I move forward? Maybe 5 times-ish? That's 4, that's 5, and then I'm going to need to turn left. And I know this is I'm almost already over my limit, but it just gets me thinking to get code on the screen and to run it and test stuff out. I turn left, I go to, oh my gosh, okay, so now I need to keep going. And maybe one more, and then what? I think I turned left again. I'm probably wrong, who knows? And then I'm going to go forward, and oh my goodness. Forward. This is too much code. And I love code. This is too much. Okay, let's see. Whoop, gotta keep going. Go, go, go. My human's gonna be tired, which is the teacher way of saying tired. Just kidding. I'm a teacher. That's not the way. Reset, run. Okay, so we're getting there. Now, 20 blocks is a ton, but if you're paying attention, and I hope you are, notice that I'm repeating myself. Move forward 5 times, go left. Oop, I lost something here. So, there's too many of them. But each time, I'm moving forward 5 times, and I'm going left. And then what do? Well, then I move forward 5 times, and I go left. So let me get rid of these. I shouldn't be doing that. And instead, why don't I, as long as there is path ahead, try to go forward? So let me try that. While there's path ahead, move forward. Now, this is wrong. I'm already at 8 blocks, and let me show you why. Because I'll go forward 5 times and turn left, forward 5 times and turn left, forward 5 times. But wait a minute. They changed it up on us. I just hit the end. So what I need to do is, as long as there's path ahead, keep going forward. Once there's no longer path ahead, anything beneath this will run. So once there's no longer path ahead, I can turn left. But wait a minute, then I'm going to need to go forward again. Okay, so while there's path ahead, start going forward again. And then what? Okay, turn left. Now this could work, but while there's path ahead, go forward. And then what? Turn left. I'm already out of blocks. And it's going to work just fine. But once again, notice I'm repeating myself. While there's path ahead, while there's path ahead. So you can put a loop inside of a loop. So what I'll do instead is say, repeat until pumpkins, right? Because there's only one pumpkin. So what if I keep doing this, keep repeating forward, 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 turn left, until I finally get to the end of the track, that pumpkin. Repeat until there's a pumpkin. So as long as this is true, hey, am I at a repeat until there's a pumpkin, right? So if I'm not at a pumpkin, repeat until there's a pumpkin, run this code. I'm not at a pumpkin, so what will it do? While there's a path ahead, move forward. I will move forward. Let's see if this will get me to the pumpkin at least. And it's going to keep on going. Now, we can get to the pumpkin, right? Because it will stop once we're at the pumpkin. We're not picking anything yet. So how can we do that? And pick multiples. This is getting complicated quick. We can't be using just an if. An if means we'd only pick once. We need to keep picking as long as there's a crop there. So instead, I'm going to say, while there is corn. Now, where would I put this? Well, every time I take a step, there could be a new crop here, right? So I want to check every time I take a step. And that means, while there's path ahead, first move forward, then check for corn. And if there is corn, pick corn. Remember, this is a loop, so I'll say, while there's corn, pick, the computer will say true. If this is true, we've run do pick corn. We hit the bottom of this, zoop, go back and check it again. So watch. Okay, repeat till there are pumpkins. Yep, not pumpkins yet, so wall path ahead. Yep, there's path ahead, so I can move forward. Now I'm going to say wall there's corn. This is false, no corn, so I don't pick the corn, and I drop below. Oh, nope, no I don't. There's still path ahead, right? So now I check again, is there path ahead? Yep, I move forward. Now I'm going to say, okay, is there any corn? Yes, there is corn. As long as there's corn, what do? Pick corn. Well, let me check again. Is there corn? Yep, pick corn. Now I'm all out of corn, so I'm going to check one more time. Is there corn? False, no more corn. So it drops below and it will go back into this path ahead loop. Is there a path? Yes, move forward. Now, is there any corn? Nope, that's false. I don't pick the corn. I hit this again. Yep, still a path. Move forward. No corn. So I check for a path. Move forward. While there's corn, this is false. I don't pick the corn. And now I'm going to check, is there a path ahead? Nope, I'm at the edge. So now I'm done with this loop, and what do? Turn left, and I keep going. So this will take care of all the corn. My goodness. But then at the very, very end, once we reach the pumpkin, repeat till there are pumpkins. So once we hit that pumpkin, this loop will be done once we're at a pumpkin. So what do we need to do once we're at the pumpkin? Well, heck, we want that too. Tricky, tricky. Code always runs in order. It really does help to lay out a bunch of blocks and just see what's going on before you start. I do that all the time. We did it! Onward! This is code.org. Challenge puzzle. Love these. I'm ready. We are ready. Challenge. Collect all of the corn and lettuce, then pick the pumpkin. Ooh, and we got cows. So I got one block up here, and I can use up to 10. Like I often do, I'm going to start throwing stuff down. Move forward, move forward. Do I have to go all the way over there first? Not even sure. That's what makes it fun. Okay, so I'm definitely going to need to go forward like 6-ish times, so I'm actually not going to do all this. I'm going to say, ooh, let's do as long as there's a path ahead, I'll keep moving. And these are some of the items we've been using throughout this lesson. So as long as there's a path ahead, I'll keep moving. Now, if there's not a path, I hit here, right? I'm at this wall. So then, let's see. Maybe I will turn if I hit that wall, and then this is left. That's right. Okay. Let's see where this gets us. Okay, so this is looking good. And right now I'm just working on movement, right? So I'm trying to get around. Well, once I turn, what do I want to do? Well, I should keep going forward as long as there's a path ahead. All right, well, while there's a path ahead, what do I want to do? I want to move forward. And then when I hit the wall here, I guess I want to turn right, it looks like to me. Okay, then what do I want to do? Well, it looks like I want to move forward, but as long as there's a path ahead, so I don't hit that wall. While there's a path ahead, move forward if I can find it. Move forward. Okay, and let's keep going, right? So while there's a path ahead, move forward. Now, I have a couple problems here. Oops, and I forgot to turn. I am over the block limit. Let's see what happens when I run this, though. It's always good to test. Okay. Boom. But, okay, so I can get mostly around the map, but I'm out of blocks. Well, wait a minute. If you're repeating yourself with programming, and what would I want to do at the end of this? Oh, look, I would definitely want to turn right again. If you're repeating yourself, there's a better way. Why say this 4 times, the exact same thing? Be lazy. Teachers don't get to say that much, but do it. Be lazy, right? So I can use this once, and I can make the computer keep repeating it. Now, do I want to keep repeating this while there's a path ahead? Or until there are pumpkins. I wonder if both of these would work, but it looks like the end of the track is pumpkin, right? So maybe I want to keep doing this as long as I'm not at a pumpkin. So I bet that will get me to the end. Now, what about picking all this stuff up? So let me reset here and step. Okay, there's 1 corn that time, and step. 1 corn. Okay, so is it staying? Yep, they're staying relatively the same, but they're not an even space out. So I know I'm going to have to be checking whether there is corn there or not. And look, here's a 5 for corn. So I can't use an if, because if I use an if, this is true, I'll pick up the corn, but then when I get to this, I'll only pick up 1. That would be a problem. That is a bit of a trap. what you have to do to make sure you can pick up multiple things is not just an if, and I can show you what I mean, watch. Path ahead, so right after I check if there's path ahead, I move forward. I'm going to say, okay, and then if there's corn, pick corn. And I want you to see why this isn't going to work. It's going to be mean to us. So I'm going to definitely get all this corn, right? But once I get over here, it's going to say, move forward. If there's corn, I pick one piece of corn, and then I keep going. Because if only runs once, I need to keep checking if there's corn, right? I need to check a bunch of times. Wall, as long as there's corn, you're going to want to keep picking corn. Now, what else can there be? Well, I think there's lettuce too, right? So wall, then there is lettuce. I want to keep picking lettuce. So let me walk through some of this with you. Step 4. First off, repeat until there's pumpkins. True. So I'm not at a pumpkin. Repeat until there are pumpkins. I'm not at a pumpkin, so I'm going to check if there's path ahead. Radar goes out. True. And as long as this is true, I'm going to move forward. So I do. There was path ahead. Now I'm going to check. Wall, there is corn. As long as there is corn. So let's see. I'm going to check for corn. This is true. And since this is true, I must do pick corn. There goes my corn. Now I'm going to hit the bottom of this wall loop. Back to the top and check it again. Hey, is there any corn? False. I'm not on corn. Okay. Well, now I'm done with this loop, and I will go to the next line here. Wall, there is lettuce. Am I on lettuce? Nope. So that's false. If something's false, you never do this line. You never do the do line, because it's false. I don't need to run that. So what will happen is I'm going to hit the bottom of this wall path ahead, go back to the top of it, and say, hey, is there still path ahead? There is. So I get to move forward. Now, is there any corn? Nope. So I skip the pick corn. Is there any lettuce? Nope. So I skip the pick lettuce, check if there's path ahead, move forward. Is there corn? False. So is there lettuce? True. And I'll pick the lettuce. Now, is there any more lettuce? Because I'm going to check again. Nope, no lettuce. So now that wall is false. Hit the bottom and I go forward. There, I can go forward, so I move. I check wall, as long as there is corn. This is true, there's currently corn, so do pick the corn. Goodbye, corn. Now I have to check again, because you keep checking, you keep running, you keep repeating a wall loop as long as the item's there. But it's false now, so nope, no lettuce. Yep, I can go forward. Yep, there's corn, true, and I want you to see here, whoop, and move forward. There's no corn. Lettuce is true, so I pick that. And now I'm out of lettuce. I hit the bottom of this. There's no longer path ahead, so I have to turn right, because there's no path ahead. Now I hit the bottom of this loop, repeat until there's pumpkins. I'm not a pumpkin, and I do that all again. Now what's the very last thing you do? Because once this loop thing's false, once you're done with it, you run the code beneath. Well, when am I going to be done? At our friend the pumpkin. Let's give it a shot. So keep in mind, code runs in order and go slow. You saw how I would build everything out first and just test, and test more. Go, go, go. We are the best person at farming. Best farmer. Best farmee. That's not a thing. Yeah. Why don't I get any, like, cow's milk? Or cheese? Oh well. Go, go, lettuce. Pumpkin! Party! Onward. This is code.org. Let's see what we're doing. Collect all the corn and lettuce, then pick the pumpkin. We got one block. We can only use 10. I'm going to do what I always do. Let's see how far we have to go. So I'm going to do move forward, move forward. Well, wait a minute. I can tell already I'm going to need to go forward a lot. So instead of throwing all these down right away, pretty sure I'm going to need a repeat. Now, repeat until there's pumpkins, while there's corn. Now, oh, hey, how about while there's path ahead, I'll move forward. All right. So as long as I have path ahead, I'm going to keep going. I will not stop until there's no longer path ahead. So let's hit run, and I should smack here and stop. Now, what do I want to do when I stop? Well, I think I want to turn right. The great thing about a while true loop, or a while loop, as long as this is true, I'm going to do this. So I'll move. Is there path ahead? True, so I move forward. Now I'm going to check again. Hey, is there still path ahead? True. Guess what I do? I move forward. Is there still path? True. I move forward. Is there still path? True. I move forward. And you can see the little radar. Is there path? True. I move forward. Radar time. Is there path? True. I move forward. Is there path? Nope. That's a cow. Not a path. Nope. So this is false and I'm done. Once you're done with a loop, I run the code beneath it. I drop down and run the next line, and that's this. Okay, well that gets me here, but now I need to go all the way down here. All right, well I bet I can then do, well, there's path ahead, move forward, then which way do I want to turn? Looks like right. And then, well, there's path ahead, move forward again, okay. And then which way do I want to turn? I think right again. Now, while there's path ahead, move, uh-oh, we have a problem. Let's see though what this is going to do for us. Okay, so it looks like I'm getting around the map, but I have too many blocks. Okay, so let's take a look here though. Joop, joop, joop. And what would I maybe want to do at the end here? I could turn right. I don't need to, but I could. Well, if you're repeating yourself in code, we have a problem. Be lazy. I'm getting rid of this repeated stuff. And how about, where do I want to stop? Well, I know I want to stop when I hit that pumpkin. So until I'm at this pumpkin, I'm going to say, hey computer, you keep running all of this code. Let's see how this does. And it's going to do the same thing. We check each time, we loop, we loop, we loop, we loop, we loop, we loop, and we get to a pumpkin. We have no crops. We are sad. So, what do I need to do? Well, if I move forward, I want to check. Okay, there's some corn there. So each time I move forward, I need to know if there's corn. Now, using an if is a bad idea. Well, it's actually a great idea, honestly, but it's only going to pick up one piece of corn. So right after I move forward, I'm going to say, hey, why don't you check for some corn? And if it's there, you're on the right path. If you're thinking about this, get the corn. Let me hit run now. The issue will be well, right now we only have one of all the corn. Oh, is there always only one of all the corn? So that actually might work for corn. If there's always one of the corn, if will work. If only runs once. However, just to be safe, if they randomly give us more, I'm going to use a while loop. So while there's corn, as long as there's corn, pick the corn. Now, we also have lettuce. So what am I not do? While there is lettuce, what am I going to do? Pick the lettuce. This is confusing stuff. It's like a bazillion steps. I want to go through it. Step. Okay. Repeat until there are pumpkins. Nope, no pumpkins. So as long as there's not pumpkins, so that's true. Repeat until pumpkin, not a pumpkin. Let's go ahead and do wall path ahead. Radar goes out. There's a path ahead. So what am I going to do? Move forward. Now I'm going to check, hey, as long as there's corn here, there is one corn. Step. Yep. This is true. So if this is true, the computer must run the do. And I picked that one piece of corn. Now, it's going to check again because there's a loop. Okay, as long as there's corn, nope, false, no corn. Okay, well, I'm done with that. And now I'm going to check for lettuce. No lettuce, that's false. So I do not pick the lettuce because that's false. You could only do this line if it's true. I hit the bottom of this loop while there's path ahead. Yep, there's path ahead. So I again move forward. Now I'm going to check for corn again. This time that's false, so I do not pick any corn. I'm going to check for lettuce, also false. Hit the bottom of this loop, there is still path ahead, and I keep going. Now, this is going to get us all the way around. Once we hit the cow, we are going to turn, right? While there's path ahead, I'm at the edge here, no path, we turn. But what do we want to do at this very end, right? Until we are at the pumpkin. Once we reach the pumpkin, we still need to grab it. So our very last line, after we're at the pumpkin, this will stop running, and we can run this line. 10 blocks. Let's see. We did it! Victory! Onward! This is code.org. Let's see what we're doing. Collect all the corn and lettuce. Then pick the pumpkin. So I have one block down here, correct? And I can use up to 11. So as always, even before I try to use a repeat, I want to try to figure out what I got to do. So I'm going to move forward, it looks like, and then it looks like a right turn, and then move forward. Hey, it's kind of like stairs. Right turn, move forward, I think, right turn. And you can notice my blocks are getting taken up quick, but that's okay. We're testing stuff out. Let's see what this does even. Oh, see, I'm wrong, which happens all the time. Left. Looks like I got to go left there. So then maybe left way down here. Maybe another move forward. Let's see. Whoop, whoop. Yep. Oh, and I got there. Okay, wait a minute. So this might be a pattern. Right, forward. And notice I'm way over. Totally fine. We're just testing stuff out. Left. Okay. Now, how many more times? Like, it looks like a lot, right? Let me see. Move forward, right turn, move forward. I hope you're screaming at your computer, Mr. Geyser, please make this stop. You're repeating yourself too much, like my students normally would. But I'm making a point here. If you're repeating yourself coding, stop. You don't need to. Look at all this. Move forward, turn right. Move forward, turn right. Move forward. Oh, wait a minute, though. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We're turning different ways. Yep, it's a bigger pattern, actually. Move forward, turn right. Forward, turn left. He's got mixed up a bit. So move forward, turn right. Move forward, turn left. And I'm still, look, I'm repeating myself. I don't need to do this. Bye, bye, bye. When do I want to stop repeating myself? Well, it looks like there's a pumpkin at the end. So what about when I get to this pumpkin and I ask the computer to stop? Oh wait, repeat till there are pumpkins. Okay, as long as there's pumpkins, I'll do the code inside. And let's see if this gets us down our starry things, or whatever that is. Boop, boop, boop. And you might say, but what about the crops? And I'd say, yes, what about those crops? Now we gotta grab them. Now it looks like there's one lettuce here, one corn. Huh. Does that randomize? No, one. Okay. But we need to make sure that we're going to get the complete amount. So, as long, each time I move forward, it looks like here, 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 there's the possibility that there is a crop. So move forward, turn right. Is there ever a crop when I move forward the first time? And nope. How about when I turn right? Nope. How about now? Oh, that's when there might be a crop. And then I turn left. Okay, then I loop back around. I'm still not at pumpkin, so I move forward and I turn right, not at a crop. Move forward, turn left. So when I turn left, it looks like I'm usually at a crop. So maybe that's where I'll say, okay, well, if I'm, after I turn left, I'm going to go ahead and say, while there is corn, pick myself some corn. So as long as there's corn, this will run. Let me hit this step. Joop, 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 joop. There's no corn yet, right? And joop, 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 left. And now I'm going to ask the computer, hey, is there corn? As long as there's corn, do this. And it will. I will pick that corn. Now it's going to ask me again, hey, computer, is there corn? False. No corn. We hit the bottom and we check if we're at a pumpkin. We're not at a pumpkin, so we keep going. Now I missed the lettuce. Same deal there. So I check for corn. If there's no corn, though, what about lettuce? If there's lettuce, we're going to want it too. And notice what it's doing. Step, move forward, turn right, move forward, turn left. And now I'm going to check. Is there any corn here? This is false, so I'm never going to pick the corn because that's false. So I'll just go below this while loop and check the next thing. While there's lettuce. Oh, that's true. So I'll pick this one lettuce. I hit the bottom of this and I have to check again because it's a while loop. Is there any more lettuce? Nope, that is false. So I go beneath it. Oh, repeat until there are pumpkins. I got to move forward again. And then right. And then forward, and then left. Now I get to check, is there any corn? This is false, so I don't pick any corn. Now I have to check, is there lettuce? This is true, so I do pick lettuce. Now I have to check again, because it's a loop. Is there any lettuce? This is true, so I pick that other lettuce, and I can keep going. Now where do I end? Because I've used 10 blocks, but I can use up to 11. Well, after I reach the pumpkin, repeat until you're at the pumpkin. Guess what I'm going to want to do? I hope you yelled, pick pumpkin, pick! Because that's what I want. I want my pumpkin. Popcorn. But, we're champions. Onward. This is code.org. Let's see what we have here. These sprouts. Now keep in mind, when you select an answer and hit run, it's not going to let you change. I know that because I'm the teacher. So don't do that unless you're certain. But let's talk about this. You need to be thinking yourself. The sprouts in this puzzle will either be corn or lettuce. Okay, so okay, corn or lettuce. Now, take a close look. I don't know what it is yet. Take a close look at the code below. What will happen when you click run? All right, well, when I click run, repeat until there are pumpkins. Well, are there currently pumpkins? Nope. So I'm not at a pumpkin. Repeat till there are pumpkins. Well, there aren't pumpkins, so do this. Okay, move forward. I think I'll move forward 1. Then what? Looks like I'll turn left, which is that way. Then I'm going to move forward again. Okay. Looks like I'll turn right. Okay. And so now I'm facing this way, I think. And remember, you just want to process through this one step at a time. While there's corn. Okay, well, this I'm asking the computer a question. Hey, computer, is there any corn here? If it is true, if the computer says, yep, you're at corn, what am I going to do? While there's corn, true, corn, do pick the corn. So I'd pick a piece of corn, hit the bottom of our while there's corn loop, and while there's corn, I check again. Hey, is there still corn? So if there was 2 pieces of corn, this would be true again. I do pick the corn, and I check a third time. Let's say this time there's no corn. False. Do, nope, I don't run the do because I said there's no corn. I hit the bottom, I go beneath this now, and I check if there's lettuce. Well, there was already corn, there's not lettuce, this is false. I always skip the do statement if this part's false, hit the bottom, and I'm still not at the pumpkin. So then what do I do? Forward, left, forward, right. And I'm going to go down this like stairs, I think. Each time I'll check if there's corn, and if there is, I'll pick all of it, or if there's lettuce, and I'll pick all of it. Okay, the harvester will collect all of the crops. Well, I will collect all of the corn and all of the lettuce. The harvester will not pick any of the crops. I don't think so. I'm picking until there's a pumpkin. I'm going through, yeah, no, I don't think it's that one. The harvester will pick all of the crops except the pumpkin. Will I pick all of the corn and all of the lettuce? I don't know, not that one. Well, wait a minute here. Repeat until there are pumpkins. Do you see anywhere if you need to pick a piece of corn? Look at this. If you need to pick some lettuce, boom. But what happens when I get to this pumpkin? Do you see a block that we might need? Once we hit this pumpkin, repeat until there are pumpkins, this is done. What would I need to do to get me a pumpkin? But I think we're gonna get everything until there are pumpkins. Make sure you think through this though. This is important later on. You want to work through this in your head. So, let's try. If you're not certain, go back and re-watch this. This is super important for later on. So just getting this one answer, you need to learn and understand it. Onward.